Good morning here, good evening rather, heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practising Programming in C. So, I've been thinking about this template thing, this looping over the template, and I'm pretty sure that this part of the loop is not correct. Basically, all this is supposed to do is loop through the template file, find a comment, and then loop through to the end of the comment, looking for one of the tags. And if it doesn't find one of the tags, then this loop here should then continue. So what I believe I need to do is I need to say, while we're still in the file, and while we're still in the template, so while strings differ T, and we're going to say, how does this work again actually? Let's just double check. A null terminator string and a not null terminator string, one with buffer. Pass 0 to match only on the extent of A. Okay. So I'm going to pass as my string this. I'm going to pass template pointer, and I'm only going to test the extent of it. Okay. With a bit of luck, this will build at least. And then let's just see if this gives any more sane stuff. There we go. So we've got another set comment start here. So we set the start of 3 comments now, which is better than we were doing. And I believe that is going to be, well, so it's found this comment, and I reckon it's found this comment, and it's realised that this isn't actually one of our people, and then it's got stuck. So I need to sort out that logic now. I guess we could actually say an if here. Well, would that be worth it? What I'm sort of thinking is if template pointer is equal to an underscore, then we see if it matches. Oops. If it does, then we do that. And then either way we increment the template pointer. Yeah, it didn't do anything at all, did it? Did it actually build it? Yeah, no it didn't. So let's back that out, because that's not helpful. I mean, it's possible that cut down on some of this looping. But it didn't produce any different output. we're still in the comments. We're going to be testing on the stuff. To see if we're just going to see for each character does that little block match with the one of the tags. If it does, then we say which tag it is. So yeah, maybe we do actually want to sort of let's put that test in. If the value of template pointer is equal to an underscore, because this is the start of one of our tags. If it is, then we loop over. Else, we do this. Yeah, otherwise we just increment the template. I suppose actually we could say we could do like a strings test to say, does it match the start of one of these templates? So we're looping over the tags. And well, I suppose I'm kind of inclined to take this back actually. So that this if just wouldn't help me much at all. Let's just continue though. If we found an underscore, we want to see if the following stuff matches with one of the tags. Yeah, we only do that if we've hit one of those, and then we go through. For all the people. because I'm just kind of working on the premise here that the tag can actually contain all sorts of stuff, right? But if it contains the thing somewhere in it, then we consider that to be our tag that we want. So here we've entered the comment. We definitely know they were at the start of a comment here. Well, strings don't differ, so while we haven't come to the end of the comments, actually, maybe we do need to say, maybe this does need to be a strings differ on well, a strings differ on the actual start of the tag is what I'm thinking. Actually, tell you what, let us try this out for size. Wait. Is that right? So we should be back into the same situation. Oh god. Oh no. Either way, it needed to increment the template, didn't it? If it matches, then we switch. Right. basically what I'm looking for here is to see that we found all of the comments, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I suspect if I remove this, we should see at least, I reckon we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these set comment starts. I could just see 2 now. See 3 there. Typically it's more than 1, include the right. Okay. We're only ever seeing 3. Set comment starts. Yeah, I mean, probably these won't affect anything. Ah, that's interesting. So that's these 2. Ah. So yeah, for some reason, I mean, I don't really understand why at all, but... Oh, hold on. That's these 2. That's these 1. Interesting. So if I don't find a tag, it successfully gets out of the loop. which kind of suggests that rather than breaking here, because that breaks out of the switch, doesn't it? We want to jump up to here. Well, not here, but except for that. So I found a whole load of comments. And also, well, hang on. So here we're looping over the tags. So we will eventually get through these tags if nothing matches. So this is while we're in the comments. We're going to see if each character, for each tag, we're going to see if that matches with a character. If it does match, if it matches, then we see which one it matches with. Which suggests to me that this default case won't ever get hit. Right. So that's redundant. If it matches with a tag, then we see which one it is. If it doesn't match a tag, or rather if this happens, then we escape the comment and we break. which sounds fine, I think. Ah, no, we're breaking out of one loop. So, rather than breaking, this person should go to here. What is that to do with? While we're still in the comments. Yeah, we're going to be iterating through the comments. For the tags. This is looping over all of the tags, seeing if they match with the thing. Isn't it? Well, hang on a minute. After having looped through all of the tags, if he hasn't found it, then it should test if if strings differ. Shouldn't it? It should do this entire thing again. Oh, hang on a minute. This loop I hear tests for if we come to the end of the comment. Yeah, and if that gets left, then we know we're either at the end of the thing or we've come to the end of a comment. ridiculous. I'm not sure if this is even making any difference either. I believe that's the same output. And also, I don't really like the name escape comment. I was sort of thinking depart comment might be better. So we never hit this path. Is that true? Yeah, interesting. So there are a couple of instances where a comment is started but not departed from. So I'm expecting it to be, well, yeah, this final one also. I'm expecting there to be 3 comments that aren't tags, and that's exactly what we see here. So we're never hitting that in this case. Ah, hang on. Unless that should come after the template point has been incremented. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so well, hang on a second. Which was that? That was that one there. That does the same stuff, yeah. Not exactly sure why. So get out of the... So we've looped through all of the tags. Increment the pointer. So then we're operating on this again. Yeah, I don't understand why this case just isn't being caught. Well, unless maybe it is actually. Well, yeah, it might be. So I suppose really this could just as well happen here. Right. And we should get the same output. And we do. And this is just for our validation purposes because we should have exited this loop. Ah, hang on. If we don't have that there, do we not exit the loop? Oh, yeah, that was just to do the printout, wasn't it? Go to here. How could I establish this, I wonder? I'm going to leave that in for now just because we know that this is what we actually want to have happen. Like we want to be setting a comment start and we want to be departing from comments. Yeah, so now I've got a proper complement of comment starts and departing comments. So now let's figure out the offsets. So the offset got 34 here. And the next offset is apparently 34 again, which could be correct, but we're seeing that. Actually, yeah, if I put them all together, right? Because the only requirement of all of this stuff right, if I do this, we should have an offset of 0, and then an offset of 0. We do an offset of 0 and then offset of 0. Okay. Then we should have an offset of 0 and then offset of 1. We do. Offset of 2. Offset of 0, 1. Well, actually, this offset here will be for this person. Oh, sorry, for this person. Because this isn't one of our tags. Okay, so I've put 2 spaces there. Offset of 0, offset of 1, offset of 2. Then an offset of 14, so there must be 14 spaces between there and there. Okay, so that seems reasonable. But I think the issue here, these guys are printing out stuff without having departed the comments. I think that's just what we're seeing there. Yeah, not quite. So for each offset, I feel like we're packing the stuff up correctly now, but we're just not interpreting the information properly. Like, we've got our correct offsets. And the offsets are so the offset copy out this many characters. Copy out the buffer. copy out this many characters. Copy out the buffer corresponding to the tag code. So we're still going to be at the start of the thing. Escape the comment. Depart comment. Repeat. Right. That's basically what it's saying. So we first of all print out the file name, print out the validity. So this is saying print out 33 characters. So for each person, we want to say, oh, we need to loop over that number, don't we? Ah, yeah, that's what it is. Right. For each person, what we want to say is oh, hang on. No, it's not that. It's just like, well, I mean, technically, yes, it is. Sorry, it is this, yeah. Wow, that is less than the offset. We want to just increment the template pointer. Right. And then we print out the offset. Well, hold on, we print out... Well, let's print out the offset first. And this if now is redundant. Because all the offsets are greater than... Well, they're not greater than 0 necessarily. But greater than or equal to 0. Because we're now actually producing the correct offsets. This might be off by 1 actually. Ah, and it's also that, isn't it? So printing off from the pointer. And after having done that, we need to depart the comments. Is that how you do the depart comment? Takes a buffer. Yeah, it does do the pointer of it. because we printed off that. In I is equal to 0. Ah, yeah. Well, oh, we're not incrementing I. Jesus. That would help. The offsets are saying, copy out this many characters. So printing out from the template pointer. Ah. Sorry. Yeah, this isn't correct, is it? Just double check that the template pointer equal to the template location. For each tag, print out that. Once it increments. Well, I guess while the offset is greater than. Well, that's greater than I. We want to increment the template pointer. And I. Then once we've got to that position, then we print out the template pointer. Then we depart the comments. Right. We do this for loop, going over the guys. Then we will need a while. This is just copying out to the end. I'll just do a dot for now. Oh, actually, just do another dot. That'll be easier. So that's interesting. It doesn't want to print out to the end. Template pointer, take away the template location. Less than the template size. Right. So then this is writing out to the end. So at the first offset, so the first offset is apparently 33. So what that is basically saying is increment through this document by 33 characters. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So the offset is not quite right, I don't think. Well, unless I just counted the new lines incorrectly. Maybe that's correct. But it's basically saying, welcome to Canada with Mayflow. Yeah, it's totally back to school. So we set the template pointer to be the start of the template. And then for each of these people, oh, we're using shadowing I shouldn't do that. That's probably a problem, isn't it? No. So yeah, for int j is equal to 0. While template metadata. So while the offset is greater than 0, we want to increment the template.pointer so there's a warning for shadowing. Ah. Wow. Really? Unused prior to marker index? What's that in? You can build categories. So I'm doing a lot of comparisons between signed and unsigned. This statement may fall through. Not all of it is that important. Yeah, I don't suppose the unsigned integer comparison I care about at all. This statement may fall through. Config mode equals mode integrate. Okay. Because it is distract from the topic at hand. I suppose just to see how that affects this thing though, I think I will just see if it captures this as shadowing. Well, didn't catch it. So, yeah. It didn't make a difference to my output either. W shadow. Ah. Did it again. Exclamation. The quote mark. There we go. Ah. Ah. What is this build index? Title. Where's title being used? So we're going to print the title. If found is false, the f is the title. Then we'd want to. What is this title for exactly? Oh. Oh, is this kind of related to what we're doing? Yeah, maybe it is actually. I don't need to bother. But now if I do... There we go. That's more like it. Perfect. Alright, cool. It's W shadow. Right, yeah, so int is equal to 0. Oh wait, that shouldn't be that. This is the actual tag I. That's what we want. Right, we're fine. So it was an issue with it shadowing the thing, and it was just blowing it all up. Okay, so we are actually iterating through this stuff properly. So what we've established there is that we are correctly packing the stuff. Haven't we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have established that. And then we're printing out the remaining stuff. Let me just double check actually that. That should, because that looks like a lot of characters. Just see if this is actually, yeah, right. Well, hang on, unless, because we want to be writing out to the end of the template. So this loop will get us into the template, copying out from the template, although this isn't the copy of, obviously, and then we're copying out the contents of the buffer, and they want to depart the comment. So this is for each tag. After we've gone over all of the tags, the template pointer where's template size coming from? Well, that's, yeah, that should be figured out by the person, shouldn't it? By the loading code. Shouldn't it? This gets past the template, and it sets the template size to the template this size here, which we've used all along because that's how we know how much to look through. Yeah, so while template pointer less than template location is less than the template size. Oops. Well, that's less than template size. We want to just iterate to the end of the template. And the final one is Cinera script. Did I save it? I mean, obviously that's going to be what it is, isn't it? We have departed the comments. Ah, hang on a minute. Well, actually, no, that's not going to be true, is it? I was going to say, like, do we need to just do that? I mean, that cut down on them, but what's the situation here? Template pointer equals template location. Right, incrementing the template pointer and J. Printing out that stuff. And then departing the comment. Then while template.pointer is equal to template.location is less than the template size. What? I've got to type. Oh, right. Template is apparently that big. Pointer is that byte ahead of location. But why are we not there? Like, that's printing out nothing. I mean, it kind of suggests to me that the template size is being computed incorrectly. Seek to the end of the template file. So we've got the file here. We open the template file. We seek to the end of it. Set the size to be that. Basically that distance from the start of the file. Read that template file into the template location. I mean, this should definitely just produce the same thing, shouldn't it? Oops. Like, sizes, yeah. So they're saying we've got to that point, and those guys are the same. Oops. Oh, we're never hitting that. Guess we're not. Where was that? That was there, was it? Size is though 669 by 693. I'm just really not sure you understand why we're only getting 595. I mean, it does seem like the size is getting computed correctly. And let me just also try removing this while we're here. So, yeah, set comment start and departing comment, it's still producing the same stuff, I reckon. I just 100% double check that. I suppose the actual thing we're testing here is whether the departing comment and then the go to here is affecting anything. Oh, we're going to have the entering as well, aren't we? So that's what that looks like. And where's the... Wait a second. Oh, it's the depart comment, the break. Yeah, I'm going to say that that is exactly the same. So that little bit of jiggery pokery didn't do anything at all. Creating the offset. Could increment the template pointer, and then increment J. I suppose we could say we could actually print out the template pointer. Although, haven't we tried that? Good evening, Zillaresco. How on earth is it going? Like if we just try printing out, say, 16 characters from the template pointer. So it's starting off there. TH. How does this affect it, if at all? That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Not least because that's the wrong file. This is random comment. Oh, hang on. So it's the third random comment. Oh. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, God. I was looking at the wrong file. Jesus Christ. I need to get rid of that template on its own. Where is it? Goddamn template. Table data mail. Right. Go. Get out of my sight. Don't need you. No longer available. Perfect. Be done. Yeah. Delete. Whew. Thank goodness for that. It's 601 bytes ahead of location. Template size is 602 because they end in a new line. So, oh no, I don't want you. So I'm fairly confident now. Now that we've established that we're even using the right, that we're testing with the right file, I'm pretty confident that we're packing the stuff up sanely, which we did kind of know about, and that we're also now in a position to actually copy the remainder of the file into our collation buffer. In fact, I could leave that. Well, what's that telling me? Is that any help? I guess it's not really any help at all. The other thing we're currently missing actually is the validity. We haven't figured out, we haven't set the validity of the thing. But yeah, this loop, this is all that the thing would take to interpret the entire thingamajig. And this will replace this whole situation here. Right. Like, you don't need to know about the tags or anything. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I might as well just power through this part of it and then do I think I'd then figure out how to set the validity and then do the tests on the validity. I think that's what I'll do. But that will be in just a minute. So I'm just going to go to the Be Right Back screen and I will actually be right back. So it's not the end of the stream, it is definitely Be Right Back. So the rest could always thought that 1024 bytes was 1 kilobytes. Okay, it was 1 megabyte. To 24 bytes. Yeah. This article that's somewhere out there says 1024 bytes is equal to 1 KB, 1 kilobyte. Then 1000 KB is equal to 1 meg. 1000 megs is equal to a gig. Continue for those. I think it depends. What? Oh, just doesn't know about them, does it? Yeah, I can't remember actually. I know there is a difference between like kibibytes and kilobytes. Like storage media. I thought that storage used like the 1024 version. And then, network uses bits, doesn't it? It's something bits per second. I think KB with a small b is supposedly a kilobit, isn't it? Whereas big B is bytes. So like kilobits, kilobytes, and then kibibytes and I think it's kibibytes, which are 1024. KB is equal to 1000, and then so kilobytes. So kibibytes is equal to that. Kilobytes is equal to this, and then kilobits is also 1000, I think. But they're not bytes, they're bits. It might be 1024 actually. That might be the situation. So yeah, they are. I think they are saying the same thing. The kibibyte is closely related to the kilobyte. The latter term is often used in some countries as a synonym for kibibyte. So, as a synonym for kibibyte, but formally refers to 10 to the 3 bytes, as the previous kilo is defined in the International System of Units. Yeah, because it's like a kilogram, isn't it? That's 1000 grams. ICE binary prefixes are increasingly used, especially in scientific literature and open source software. So the IEC binary prefixes, right? So that means 1024. And open source software in product advertising and other non-scientific publications, this kilobyte sometimes refers to a power of 10 and sometimes a power of 2 KB device. So the decimal kilobytes is 1000. Kibibyte is 1024. KB. Oh, it's KB with a small k and a big B. This is K, capital A, lower I, big B. And then capital K and capital B. So capital K and capital B seems to be this standard. The abbreviation in the JEDEC standard for a binary kilobyte. But a small k and a capital B is the decimal kilobyte. So did I get that wrong? I said capital B. Yeah, I did get that wrong. That should be small k and capital B. And then the kilobits is another part of it. So what did you originally ask? 1024 bytes is equal to 1 KB, capital B. And the capital KB is the JEDC thing. So yeah, you were right. This article that's out there says that byte is equal to 1 KB. That number of bytes is equal to 1 KB. This number of KB is equal to 1 megabytes. No, that's not going to be right, is it? Is it? Because they're powers of 2. Right. Yeah, these guys they're all dealing with powers of 2. Whereas the other ones, the small... Oh, wait. Well, it depends, doesn't it, actually? It depends what they're talking about, because this then says that the capital M and capital B is the abbreviation in both of these schemes. So it depends, doesn't it? I mean, I think, I haven't read the article, but I mean, that article should make clear what they're talking about. Like whether they're talking about the decimal MB or the JED, the binary JEDC MB and gigabyte and all that. I mean, since there are abbreviations for these metric ones, maybe it's the metric ones that are actually used in storage sizes. We went to the kilobyte to separate the difference to that and that, but we still call a kilobyte a kilobyte. Yeah. Yeah, what's the word? Sort of informally, or God, what is the word? It sort of roughly means something informal. Wow, well, I put my headphones on just in time for sunset. Wow. Although, actually, insofar as it should be small k, according to this. Maybe I'll just sort this out. I think, yeah, really, it does depend on the context, doesn't it? Like, if you see, yeah, I mean, it's possible that people just don't even use the right thing that they're talking about. But I think it's safe to say that if you see capital K, small I, a big B, like if you see them in that format, then they are binary numbers. So powers of 2. If you see capital K, well, I mean, yeah, the capital K situation, that might get mixed up, and also the capital MB might get mixed up as well. Kibibit, interesting. Is that true? Capital K, small k, and then that. God. So I've been putting kibibits per second, have I? Is that even a legitimate? Wow, that's not even one of the things. Yay. I suppose I'd have to sort that out myself, actually. So yeah, I guess the situation is it depends on the context in which it's written. And I guess, like, as a general rule of thumb, if it's marketing material, they will probably be dealing with the decimal version, because, like, um, 1024 TB sounds like more than that many TB, doesn't it? Well, they don't even exist in the other one, but let's say GB. They'd probably be talking about this type. Yeah, this type of gigabytes. Right. It'd still be the same amount, I think, would it? Like 1,000 gigabytes. Yeah, it would be the same amount, wouldn't it? Like 1,000 times 1024 is the same as 1024 times 1,000. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. So this is more than that, isn't it? But it's like convert. Hold on a minute. Let's use the KB. So that's that many bytes. The other person gives us that. Oh. That's in megabyte again. Possibly. Oh, I meant Mickey. Mebby. I think it's Mebby bytes. I think it's that. I think. Yeah. A Mebby byte. What file is that? Which one? The right, yeah, out location. Right. So this is the start of the integrate loop. If one we do this bit of it, and then we end if, and it's just all test code up there anyway. But if instead of end diffing, we say else, and end if down here, that should still build, shouldn't it? And it should still run. Yes, it does. But it shouldn't write anything out. Whereas if we do this, it should do the opposite. It should write out stuff, but it won't do the new stuff. Okay. I mean, I feel inclined here to use the master buffer, right? Rather than using the an output buffer for it. Like buffer, yeah, master. So in either case, we're going to be declaiming the master at the end. The only difference will be in the size of the thing. So I think it's reasonable to say that we want a master up here, right? In the case that we are not integrating, we're going to claim the buffer with this number of kilobytes. Otherwise, oh, actually, oh, that's well, hold on. Oh, yeah, that was it, wasn't it? The issue was that I wasn't doing any of this on the thing. In our arena, we were actually mallocing the output location because we couldn't depend. We couldn't depend on the person's template actually fitting in our arena. So for the sake of argument, let's just keep it as it was. And literally do the same stuff as we had before. So where are we? Output buffer. Want this. Output buffer size. Yep. Right, and then we don't need the tags. So if we're integrating them, we get the output, get our output buffer. It can be that. And at the end of it, we need to remember to free the output location, which we're already apparently doing. But that's because it's if one, isn't it? So oh, wait, what? Holy crap, where am I? Free output location. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And also, this stuff is going to be exactly the same as well. Right. That's just writing the stuff out. So up here we've got the get our output buffer. Down here we've got our write out the stuff to the file. And then in here, instead of these printfs, what we want to do is we want to say the value, yeah right, it's this, isn't it? The value at output pointer plus plus is equal to the value at the template pointer plus plus, increment j. There we depart the comments. And then again, oh wait, hang on. Character, wow. So I had fun that we'll display that particular character. Oh, this character. What operating system as well. Oh, it's Hextra anyway. Because I use OTF IPA fonts. Well, actually. Oops. I'll use this. So we're writing out the stuff up to the point of that comment. And then we want to write out, we want to write from the collation buffer corresponding to yeah, right, we need to loop over the tags. Oops. Wait a minute. No, we don't need to do that at all, do we? We just say at this point. Oh, mind you. Hold on. Essentially, what I'm sort of saying here is that I want to copy buffer. It's going to be like collation buffer something or other. But we don't know what. This is going to be a case where we could actually do that compressing thing, isn't it? Probably. Although I do need to... Well, hang on. Could the... Oh. Ah, right. That's interesting. So the tag includes. Oh, Jesus, we already hit the case where it's like the different things. Let's just do the. Let's do the simple ones first, just to get us going. Right, so we're going over the tag codes. Let's just go and grab those tag codes. Oops, whoa. Okay. Well, guess this is fine. So, how do we determine this? Or do we need to know what it is? But I just made a special mention for the now playing. In fact, before I do, let's see if you can guess. How do I actually know what this is doing, actually? Because this is integrating, isn't it? And we're currently just integrating with the player page. We're not doing the index at all. What? Seriously? I've lost all my stuff. Template player. So we're only doing test. Oh right, so this is going to out integrate, isn't it? Awesome contents. Right. So would you believe it? It's actually doing it, isn't it? It's doing exactly what we expect. Right. Because there's no other stuff going on, is there? Like when we're integrating, this is the if one. This is the old stuff. Yeah, so I think it is working. And I think it is definitely happening. The only thing we haven't done yet is this. So what do we need to think about here? If it's the includes, hang on. While player template metadata. That's true. Ah. Right. So this is just for the player template metadata. So in that case, if we see the includes on the player template metadata, then we just need to copy the includes player. Don't we? Ah, hang on a second though. No, this is still going to be, isn't this still going to be predicated on something? Because if it's the index page, it's going to be one lot of includes. So just bearing in mind that we still haven't got the validity stuff sorted out. We still haven't got the validity. What did that was? Oh, that's just a note. So yeah, we don't care about any of these people anymore because we just know that this works. We don't need to see this. We don't need to see that or that. So this little bit, what's that? Oh, the file name, right? Yeah, we can keep that showing for now, I guess. If we're integrating, oh, it's that situation where we need to test whether we're in project mode as well, don't we? Kind of inclined to get rid of this end if now, actually, because we know that stuff works, don't we? So how much was that? That was 124 lines. Down to 62. Basically half. Exactly half. Which is kind of interesting. Well, more or less. And there's also still printfs. And this is redundant. You know, like we can do that crazy flag thing. Yeah, like this entire switch probably can go away, I guess. I wonder what that did for the index file. So this is still correct. Awesome contents. Oh, it didn't regenerate the index. Because that's still back at 8:10 a couple of days ago. Oh, and it won't have done because, as per usual, we've still got the goddamn thing. We've still got the index. So that just regenerated that. Am I just not doing this path or something? Like, how's that worked? Or has it worked? How am I able to move through my server like a directory? Is that HTML stuff or I don't know actually. That's my. It's not my server actually. It's my home. It's my file. My local stuff. So yeah, it's just. I guess it's Qt browser. Really, I guess it's that that's responsible for this. Oh, you can't see the path. Yeah, it's just my local thing, like file colon / and that. And it doesn't show the web page unless you go to the. So it's only the index.html, which is actually the web page. Like if you can see if you just watch the URL down here, like if you were to go to this path on the server, it would take you to the actual risky 0445 thing page, but not on my server, not on my thing. You actually need to manually go to the index.html because the server actually automatically takes you to index.html. That's sort of, I think it's just the convention. And look at that. Look at, I didn't realise that was happening. You got it, yeah. With the paths, with the slashes the correct way around, as nature intended. So that's interesting actually, because we've got the player going into the. Ah, right, so there's the index. There is the index. And there's the index again. I always know that and that. Headers that goes to position. So that's now that. This, oh, it didn't regenerate because I've still got the index sitting around. I'm never going to remember that, am I? Right, there we go, that regenerated. Aha. So yeah, we're not doing it, are we? Obviously. That's it, isn't it? We're just hard coding the actual outputting of the index. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, we're not doing the if integrated. We're not doing this path. I'm sort of inclined to say, instead of doing this, wait a minute. Shouldn't this be the responsibility of buffers to HTML? Like, this is the person who takes the buffers in. They're taking the play template metadata. They're taking the collision buffers. They're taking a template. Yeah, so this is the person who does this. Yeah, I guess it's... I'm looking for calling sites of this, aren't I? So this is HTML to buffers. That builds index. Increments the file index for some reason. And then calls buffers to HTML. Buffers to HTML just needs to take whatever it's given. So it's play a template. Ah. But whereas this would, well, that's taking play template. This is if the addition is project, right? Yeah. What function is this again? Is this main? Yeah, this is main. If we're in the project, then we want to get the stuff, get the directory's worth of stuff. Then we call this fill the collation buffers. And I like how build index takes the collation buffers and separately the collation buffers title. Oh, this was an issue earlier, wasn't it? So now we're no longer shadowing that title. Just double check that that's not crashing now. Oh, we're probably not actually hitting this case though, are we? And what does this file actually look like? Yeah, so it has written the stuff out. Because that's all that's happening there. It's printing out the base file name and then the title, so that's fine. And then after having done that, oh yeah, right. Try and build index onto an equal event, and then call buffers to HTML. So build index should build the index, obviously. Write the stuff into the collation buffers. Well, at least write the index into the collation buffers index. And then buffers to HTML should pick that up. But the thing is, buffers to HTML is only taking we might want 2 calls. Well, hold on a minute. How would we know whether we're outputting the player or the thing? Yeah, so maybe we don't need 2 calls to it. We call buffers to HTML once. If we are integrating, then we first of all do the player. Right. Then we say if the then we do the same stuff. Except on the other buffer. that sound reasonable? Let's just try it. Okay. I sort of feel like build index has got the logic for this stuff. Where's the writing? The index page path. Right. Yeah. Is that correct? Copy paste directory, the index page path should be there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't have the actual path that I need yet, do I? Output path. Like, where is that getting got from? Ah. That's being sent in like that, is it? I see. So really, we need buffers to HTML to compute the output path, I think. You know, because wherever somebody's calling that, they've obviously set up, they've computed the output path here. The output path is this stuff. We've got another thing here, which apparently wants us to put it at args file index. Which sounds an interesting place to put it. We've only got 2 calls to buffers to HTML. Right. The config base directory. The output path. The output, right, okay. I'm sort of inclined to say that rather than passing the output path, hang on. Args file, yeah, this is, what exactly is this if else thing? If we're in Produce Edition, then we do all of that stuff and compute that output path here. If we're not in Produce Edition, there's my stomach rumbling. I'm getting kind of hungry, I guess. We use args file index. So does that mean HTML to thingamajig test? And what was this if? This was if project. And what file is this in? This is just the normal thing, isn't it? So we passed args file index to buffer to HTML. So that means that the output path is set to this. Doesn't it? If in Project Edition, we're going to use the output path which was passed into us, which would have been computed as the directory thing. Otherwise we use the out integrated location. So we're going to be using the out integrated location basically, if we pass the template. Hmm. Is this Bill? No. Yeah, because this isn't being passed the index template metadata. But the thing is, buffers to HTML might not necessarily need. Well, I mean, this could be called when we don't even have an index template. Or could it? It couldn't, because main is always going to be setting up the index template metadata. Okay. Probably want to have like a struct for the template metadata. And I guess this also might as well just be 0, mightn't it? You know, because the condition in there was if it's project, then it uses that path, wasn't it? Yeah, if it's project, then we use the output path. Otherwise, we use the integrated location. So that wasn't being used at all. But the issue is that this person is computing the output path. So we weren't using the args, so we don't need the args, right? The output path is being computed based on the config. Which we're already getting past. Right? Which basically suggests that output how is output that's the config base directory and the base file name. And how's that getting computed? Oh, that's getting, oh, damn it, right, that's coming from that. I see. So we do need to pass it the output path of some description. And that is being set to this. Oh, this is the end of main, is it? Okay, we are building. Pretty sure this will just not do anything sensible. Yeah, I mean that didn't even build the index. That did build the index. Is it just not getting passed down the thing? Ah. These guys are busted now. So this is only getting that. Buffers to HTML. If made integrate. Wasn't there another if somewhere? Yeah, if edition project. I think that was broken by this little bit here, wasn't it? If I just if zero this. Well, I suppose I could have, yeah, let's if zero it. Because I could I could make the actual if be if zero. Yeah, so let's put that back to how that was. Okay. So it was the output path, wasn't it? We are using the index template metadata. We're only being passed the one template, aren't we? Is that right? Yeah, we are. Other template. Yeah. Jesus. And that's me past the template. Yeah, right. Interesting. Interesting. Index template. Yeah, so maybe I do need two calls for it. Oh, mind you, this person is passing player template, but then wouldn't build index want to call buffers to HTML with the index template? Isn't that what we'd want? Like, instead of doing any of this, yeah, instead of doing any of this, we at this point say buffers to HTML, just passing it the index thing. Like, wouldn't that just work? Well, hold on a second. Maybe we need a flag. We need to say to buffers to HTML whether it's integrating the player or integrating with the index. Yeah, let's just try this really quickly. Buffers to HTML. So it's the memory arena. Declaration buffers. This is going to be taking the index template. Is that what it is? Oh, have they not got it? And then may buffers to HTML take like player or index. I will want to sort this out, but just for now, let's just say Well, hang on. Can we take an int? Yeah, take an int, which will be the addition. Well, hold on, it's not that, is it? It's right. And then this would only take one template. Oh, wait a minute. Well, actually, yeah, this would be fine, wouldn't it? Yeah, this would be fine. I hope. Then this is the project. Right, yeah, so it would still be the same thing. But this person takes different. So when we call it, what? Yeah, so we've got a buffer index template here. So this buffer's to HTML call. Who calls the, where are we actually? We're in build index. Ah. Build index, so build index. Highlighting words. Who calls build index? This is called by main, isn't it? So yeah, well hold on a sec. Build index. Yeah, this is a bit weird because like build index now needing to take the index template, and this buffer's HTML doesn't need to take the index. What? Buffer to HTML. Oh yeah, I'm sort of thinking here that I'd need to be doing two calls to it, aren't I? And this was 0 because, well hold on. Which sense was it? Index page, right. So saying index page will be 1. Play template metadata config enable path. Wow. Hold on a second. I'm trying to make build index call buffers to HTML, aren't I? Isn't that what I'm trying to do? Yeah. Right. So what was this other calling? It was calling this. And does this even build? Probably not. Because this is, where are we? This is build index, right? So this call looks like this. So rather than play template, we want index template, same again. Index page path, and it is the index page. The thing is, this isn't being passed the index template. Yeah, which is very unusual that it would have to be passed it. So I'm kind of inclined to say, Jesus. Kind of inclined to say that this person here, oh, this is main, isn't it? We should build the index. What does buffers thing we need to take? So the index template. So it needs to pass the index template and the index template metadata. So let's just make it take it. Right. surely we need to pass this. Well, hang on. Maybe not actually. Okay. What does it want? I expected a buffer, but it's of type buffers, aka struct anonymous. Arguments type buffers. Where are we? Ah. God. Build index. So when we call build index, what? I have a feeling I'm getting pretty tired here, so I think I'm just like oscillating basically. So I'm calling index on the index template. And then this is inside index, build index, yeah. So this person receives the index template. We need to pass. So how does buffers to HTML want to receive this? It just needs to be just a regular buffer. Buffers. Dear me. Yeah, definitely getting tired. Wait. What? So expect a template star. Argument is type template. Okay. Build index wants that, does it? That takes it by pointer. The template, that is. And then, right. This is passing too much stuff. Okay, wow. So apparently, this is hopefully kind of okay now. So now build index. He's getting the stuff that it needs to pass to buffers to HTML. Buffers to HTML just needs to say hang on. Does it? Buffers to HTML. It's a 3 hour mark, is it? God, 3 hour 13. So this thing here was to tell buffers to HTML. Still no real insight to the code base. God, tell me about it. I mean, today has been totally, well, I mean, certainly the latter half has been really messy, and I'm just, basically all I'm trying to do is get this thing integrating into the index and the player. Copies and buffers and copy stream, yeah. Wait a minute. I don't think buffers to HTML needs to care. Whether it's the index page or the output page. Because it's being passed the actual thing it needs, isn't it? You know, it's being passed the index page path here. It's being passed the output page there. It's being passed nothing there because we're not integrating. Or for whatever reason it is. Because it's not Project Edition. So what happens if I just run this? That dies. That didn't get built. So that is correct. But it didn't get integrated, did it? Template index. This should just be the table of contents, heroes and heroines. And we don't see that anywhere in here. so obviously I'm just not passing something down the path correctly. The index templates. Well, do we ever see the index template in this output? We do. Yeah, template index. We see it twice, interestingly enough. Oh, we see it another time. Ah, so yeah. Each time we need to add a person to it, we do see the index twice, though, which is a bit disconcerting. Oh, this is in main. Okay. I'm kind of inclined to call it here. I know that we're kind of halfway through. And return to this tomorrow. I think that's what I'll have to do. Had the first guess what two functions call each other. So this is now okay again. So we're making it take a template metadata to configure the output path. Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to call it here. Definitely. And see if we can figure this out tomorrow. But at least we accomplished what we came to accomplish, which was unpacking of the stuff. I mean, if you do a 24-hour stream, I'd miss out on Absolver. Like, I wouldn't be able to progress in that beautiful game. At least not for another 21 hours. Yeah, we've got buffer HTML. It was validate. Well, actually, hang on. It was yeah, it's this bit, isn't it? This is the new bit here, which works, and the validate template bit also works. Like we managed to actually nail these loops correctly. Oh yeah, there's some go-tos here for you, by the way. And this isn't off by 1, right? We've established that that ain't off by 1. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I suppose I mostly use them for iterating through stuff. Well, it's like iterating pointers, I guess. Like moving pointers through things. Whereas if I'm indexing, I would tend to use the 4i style. Yeah, like this again. while the pointer lessens the size, basically. Yeah, I guess it's like if I've got a reason to have an iterator hanging around, like an I, for example, or some sort of an index. If I've got a use for that, then I would do it as a for loop. But if you have a do while, wow, I don't have any of those. I don't think. But yeah, these things here I'm looping through. Like I don't need an index to do this. God. And the other to do kind of here was compressing it. Potential ways to compress the data, the cases. But we can deal with that once we've actually got the thing actually working itself. So that was just straighten out this looping. If it doesn't find a tag, we successfully pop out of the loop, which we are now correctly doing. Yeah, so I am going to call it here. And when we resume, we'll be just figuring out how to do this goddamn... It's the path stuff again, basically. The path and integrating. Because now we've got two templates in the air. And we just need to sort out how those guys are going to get dealt with. And I already do feel like making build index take any of this stuff doesn't feel right to me. Like only validate template and the outputting, the buffers to HTML, only those guys should be interested in the metadata. And the other reason that I've actually had to get this guy taking them is because they're calling buffers to HTML. So I sort of feel that rather than making this call to buffers build index, because I think there's only one call to it. Yeah, there is. Rather than making this call to build index take this stuff, we should do two calls to buffers to HTML, and it will figure out, well, and like I was sort of saying, like this, it should take an additional parameter, which is just like, it's just saying, is this the index or is it the player? think that was the reason. That was the reason I was thinking of giving it the other argument, was if I was going to do 2 calls to buffers to HTML. So I think those are the things to mull over in the intervening hours before the next stream. But yeah, now it's definitely time for food. And I finished watching The Trip, by the way, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to be watching while I enjoy dinner. But I shall be watching something and then playing Absolver. So yeah, thanks very much, Heroes and Heroines, for being here, for being fantastic, for doing while loops, and for generally being absolutely fantastically beautiful. So until next time, a very fond farewell for now.